Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video we will learn about constraint layout in Android, and as you can see on my screen there is mobile screen layout visible, and in this video we will be designing this layout using constraint layout practices so that you can also design attractive UI for your mobile application. So without any further delay, let's get started. So for this UI design we will create new project as we usually do. Here we will give our project name, for example constraint layout. We will finish this project. This project will take some time to build, so let's meet after this project build is ready. Now as you can see, my project build has been completed successfully, and we are going to learn about the constraint layout in this tutorial. So we'll directly go to our activity main XML file. Here we can see there is a by default text view and we don't need it, so we'll click on split. So we will remove this text view from this code. I have removed this text view from my code. Now I will click on the palette, and we will also open the component tree. Here we see there is a constraint view by default, which is the parent constraint, and we don't make any changes in this constraint layout. So now let's come back to our design part and we will see what is need to be designed first. Here we can see there is a design in the circular in a half circular form, so we need to design this first. For this we'll come back to our project. We will take the constraint layout for this. Here we have taken a constraint layout, and we need to constrain this layout with the parent constraint layout. For this we simply click on this. We will constrain it horizontally and vertically. So as you can see, I have successfully added constraint to our inner constraint layout. Now I will give it height as, let's suppose 100 dp, and you can see when I give height 100 dp, this is automatically come to our center. For this we need to drag it to the top. So here in the constraint layout we get this flexibility as drag and drop. We can drag here around this layout. That we need to, seems like we need to increase the size of it. Let's give it 150. Now it looks cool. Here you see this part is rounded from the both side. For this we need to design a drawable resource file. We will simply click on project and we will create new drawable resource file. Let's name it as header BG. BG stand for background layout. Click on OK. We need to replace the selector with shape. Now I will define my shape here. We want to use rectangle. For this we will give the background color. Here we see the background color is green, but we don't have this green. For that we'll need to take the help from the browser. For that I will simply search for green color code. You see the current color code is #00800. I simply copy the color code from here, and we will come back to our project and we will simply add this color code to our color. So we will go to our values, and here in the color file we will add this new color. Name it as green. Here we see the green color code has been added successfully. Now we'll come back to our header bg layout.xml file, and here we will simply give this color. Now I will give the radius to this layout. Let's give the bottom left radius as 1000 dp and bottom right radius also 1000 dp. Let's write here background is drawable. Here you can see our background has been successfully added to our inner constraint layout. Now after this we will add this text view in our design. So let's come back to our project and we will simply drag a text view from here. One thing you need to make sure that this text view should be in the outer constraint layout. After this we will add the constraint to this text view. So first we need to add this bottom constraint to our parent bottom constraint layout, and this top constraint with the bottom of this circular layout. Now we will edit horizontal constraint from here. This has come to a center. We will drag it little bit towards the top. Give it the text login. We will simply change the size of the text. Text size is 30 dp. Text color black, and text style is bold. But here in the design we see that the text view has some custom background, so we will create another drawable resource file in our project. We will go to our project, right click on drawable resource file, create drawable resource file, name this resource file as custom header background, press OK. We will replace the selector by shape. We will define our shape. The shape is rectangle. After this we will give the background color, which we can do using solid color green. After this we will give radius, so use corners. We can see in the custom background there bottom left and top right part is rounded. We will create the same in our design. Let's give bottom left radius as 20 dp, top right radius is also 20 dp. Now we will come back to our activity main XML file and we'll simply give the background to this text view. Right background, drawable, custom background. Here we see the background has been added to our text view, but we need to give padding to this layout, so we'll give the padding, that is 10 dp. And we also need to increase the width of this background, so simply click here and make it 150 dp. Also need to add the gravity attribute to its center. Now we can see that the text has come into the center of this text view. After this we will create a edit text, so let's come here and search for edit text. First one is for email, so we'll simply click on email and drag it to our constraint layout. We will add this edit text constraint to the parent constraint layout from here. After this we will edit text top constraint with the bottom of the login text view. And after this we will add this edit text left and right constraint with the left and right of the login text view. This way you can see that the edit text has come into the center with respect to this login text. When we constrain this edit text to the left and right of login text view, we need to increase its width, let's say 300 dp. After this, in design we see that this edit text view uses custom background layout, so we will again create one drawable file. Simply click on project, we will click on drawable resource file, edit text bg, click on OK. Okay, here we need to first replace this selector by shape. After this I need to define which shape I want to use. Here we will be using rectangle. Now we will give the background color, which is white. After this we will give radius to these corners. Let's use common radius for all four corners, 20 dp. Come back to our activity main.xml file and we will add this background to our edit text view. Right background, drawable, edit text bg. Here we can see the background is not visible. For this we need to define elevation 20. Now it looks little bit different from the constraint layout background. We will simply define height here, let's say 50 dp. Yeah, now it looks very close to the design. After this we will add this icon, email icon, and this email text. So we'll write our text first, email, and we also need to add email icon. For this we go to project and we will click on drawable, click on vector asset. Now we will click on this icon, we'll search for email. Here we see many icons are visible, so we'll pick this one, click on OK, give it name as email icon. After this I click on next, click on finish. Now we see that the icon has been added in our drawable folder. We will simply use it. Come here and write drawable left and we will mention our drawable icon. Here we see that the icon has been added, but we need to give some padding from left. Let's give 10 dp. Yeah, it looks good, but we also need to give padding to this email text. Let's write let drawable padding, give it 10 dp. Yeah, it looks good. Now we can make it 20 dp. Simply give it 20 dp. So here we successfully added one edit text for email. Now we will add one more text view for password. For this we will come back to our palette and we will search for edit text. We'll simply pick this password edit text and we will drag it to our outer constraint layout. Now we will add the constraint to this edit text. First we will add bottom constraint of this edit text with the bottom constraint of main constraint layout. Now we will constraint this edit text top constraint with the bottom of email edit text constraint like this, and we will add its left and right constraint with the email left and right constraint. It has come to the center with respect to this email edit text. Now we will simply drag it a little bit towards the top. Now it's okay. We will simply give its width as 300 dp and we will also define its height as 50 dp, and we will also use same background, right background, which is drawable edit text background. Here we see that the background is not visible, but for this we need to use elevation so that we can differentiate this background from the background of this main constraint view. Give elevation as 20 dp. Now we see that the background is differentiating. We will add hint for this edit text, which is password, and we will also add the password icon. For this we again go to our drawable and we will click on it. Now we will click on our vector asset, click on this icon. Now we will search for key here. We'll simply click on it, click OK. We will give it name as password icon. Click on next, click on finish. Now we can see that the password icon has been added into our drawable folder. Now we'll come back to our code and write it drawable left. We are using drawable left because we are adding this icon on the left side of this edit text. We need to give padding from the left. For this, write padding 10 dp. We also need to give padding to this hint text, so write drawable padding, which is 20 dp. Now we have designed our edit text for password. After this we need to come back to our design and see we need to add button for login. So let's come back to our code and search for button. Pick this and drag it to our main constraint layout. First of all, we need to add this buttons bottom constraint with the bottom of constraint layout and its top constraint to the bottom of the password constraint, and its left and right constraint with the left and right constraint of password field. Here we see that it has come to our center. One thing you must have observed that whenever we add the left and right constraint with the previous layout left and right, then it has come to center with respect to this previous layout. When I remove this right constraint, this has come to, now we see that the left alignment of this button and this password email has become on the same line. And when I add this constraint again, and after this we also need to give the background, but with button we can't add the background, so we need to replace this button with a compact button. Now I can give a custom background to this button, right background. We can use the background that click on edit text. We can use this background as here as well, but we need to give background color as green, so we use background tint. Now it looks pretty well. We need to drag it a little bit towards the top. Now it looks cool. So now you can see that we have successfully created this design using constraint layout completely in this tutorial. Now we will run this application. We will check how it works. So here you can see my application has been installed in my device without any error. The design looks good, but there is action bar visible, but we don't need it. For this we will go to main-activity.java file and we will add one line of code, which is get support action bar dot hide. This way you can hide this action bar from the top of our activity layout. After this we will run our application and we will check if the action bar has been removed or not. So now we can see that the action bar has gone and now this application looks pretty well. So this is for this video. If you find this video useful and you get something for learning, please do like, share and comment if you have anything to ask.